Radio station here. You're listening to the only station in South Florida that truly gives you a voice. OnSideRadio.com.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
OnSideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your On-Side Radio E-Report with Kai Chen Chisholm.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a striker for Everton, has now donned himself onto esports. He's become an esports ambassador for Semper Fortis, and this is a big announcement as it's yet another player in big name sports getting into esports. He made a comment on this saying, quote, esports has been on my radar for quite a while now, and I'm excited to take my first steps into the space with Semper Fortis. As an athlete, being competitive is part of my DNA, so it's great to be an ambassador for a brand that is striving for the best. Again, this is very huge for esports as you get yet another big name player, especially in Europe in the world of football, into the esports game, getting everything they possibly can developed into it so that not only is it looked at by someone that guys like myself, Michael, and Toast love to play on a daily basis, but by everybody worldwide.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the On-Side Radio E-Report. The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of On-Side Radio ownership, management, sponsors, website, or Inter Miami Marketing, LLC. Wake up. Good morning. Welcome to Toasted Sports.
What day is it? Look at the calendar.
It's Thursday.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. You have changed something in this room.
I've changed my mind.
About what?
About waking up.
What else is there to do?
Going back to sleep.
Wake up! Wake up! Please, wake up!
Why?
Why? You're gonna miss out. You're going to miss it.
Miss what? The show. Show's not over.
In fact,
It's showtime.
Here's Toast.
Happy Thursday. It is Toast. Welcome to Toast Sports. Coming to you live on OnSideRadio.com. Also streaming live on Twitch, on YouTube. Just search IB Toast and you can check out the streams. I forgot to shut my office door, and now all of a sudden there are animals in here running all over the place. This could turn into a thing. Good morning, Sean. How you doing, brother?
Good morning. Apparently not as eventful as your morning.
That freaking cat's a devil cat. He's a devil cat. And and Frank, I didn't shut the door, Frank. Don't go messing with the monitors. Get yourself down. Try to be Stella, protect the desk. All right, Sean. So it was a rough one last night. Did not go the way we wanted to. Panthers lose to the Lightning 4-0. The series is now over. Season is over. Not the way any of us wanted it to end, but, and I tweeted this out last night, I thank the Panthers for a phenomenal season. I thank them for getting this old dude to fall in love with the sport of hockey again after a long time of not really caring about it. And I am crazy excited about where the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years of this franchise take us. Because I believe firmly in my heart that this franchise is going to get to the top of the mountain sooner rather than later. And that makes me very, very happy and very, very excited. Obviously, last night sucked. It always sucks to watch your team lose. It always sucks to watch them get eliminated from a playoff scenario. I even took a little shot at the Lightning last night on Twitter for the honorable way in which they circumvented the salary cap to be able to be 17 million over in time for the playoffs. Had to take a little shot. But listen, man, they're a great squad. They're the defending Cup champions for a reason. We knew it was going to be tough to take out. It's tough to take out the defending champ. It's tough to take out the defending champ, especially when this is really your first year of this squad getting into the postseason like that. So hopefully they learn from this situation. And I would say, and we talked about it a couple days ago, Sean, I mean, future's very bright at goaltender. Spencer Knight now. I would like to think that Spencer Knight is Spencer Knight the number one going into next season? Is he our GK1?
Gotta be, right? I mean,
or do you give it back to, or is he 2 and you give 1 back to Bob because Bob is making $10 million a year and you still have him under contract for 5 more years? So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the Panthers handle this situation.
I mean, unless Bobrovsky comes into camp and looks like gold, I gotta
right. Well, sure, absolutely, and part of me thinks they'll give him that opportunity just because of the financial commitment they've made. But I'll be honest, there's nothing that leads me to believe that he's going to be able to do that. I mean, listen, his skills have been going on a down slope for the last few years now. The last year or two in Columbus, the first 2 years here. I mean, he's not getting younger. I just don't see how he's going to suddenly become the Bob of 7 years ago or 8 years ago.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I just don't see that happening. But we'll see. Obviously, Bill Zito, the GM, he has quite an offseason in front of him. I don't know. I don't know what he does. I don't know if it is possible to move that contract. It's all guaranteed. I don't know if you'd be able to get a trading partner that would help him out with that. I don't know, but it's going to be interesting. But listen, you look at Spencer Knight. Obviously, they do a little bit of work on the defense. You get Aaron Ekblad back for next year, so
that's going to be big.
Right, man. Yes, it's huge.
Ekblad filled a big hole. Had a big hole.
You can't even you can't understate how important Aaron Ekblad is to the back line of this team. And I'll tell you this, it was a good run, Keith. We'll see you later, Yendel. He'll be gone during this offseason for your money as well. So listen, man, it sucks. It always sucks the morning after. It sucked watching that game. It sucked that it couldn't have been closer. It sucked that we got shut out and couldn't score, even though we had so many chances.
I think that was the bad thing, right? Just the way it kind of got away and 4-0.
Listen, man, it was just
nothing would have been easier to swallow, but 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, listen. Well, I'm not worried about the 4th goal. That was an empty netter, whatever.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying. So in my mind, it was a 3-0 game. It was 2-0 for most of that game. Spencer gave up a goal on the first shot. Then you had the power play goal. And I will say that first goal with Spencer, he learned a valuable lesson. He learned a valuable lesson on that first goal. And that is, unlike other levels of hockey that he has recently played at, when one linesman raises his hand that it's going to be icing, the other linesman can call it off. So you got to keep playing until you hear the whistle. And he didn't. He thought that, I saw his the guy on the right, his hands up. It's going to be icing. So he didn't come out and play the puck, which he normally would have. As a result, then the icing gets called off. He's out of position. And so it was a valuable lesson for him. I'm not going to blame the linesman on that because that's NHL. That is something that was a learning experience for Spencer. And now he knows moving forward, ignore what that linesman is doing because it could get called off and you got to play to the whistle. So that was a learning experience for him. The second goal, listen, dude, it's their power play. We've seen it all series long. I'm not going to blame the kid for giving up a power play goal. I think possibly if you were to show him that goal again, he would be tweaked that he wasn't able to get a piece on that one and push it away. But again, 5-on-4, I can't fault the goalie on that. Sam Bennett, bro. And as great as you have been since you got here offensively, I don't know if you dump him, but bro, just just a couple of really crap ass awful penalties that you committed during this at just awful times.
Awful times, yeah.
That's the thing. Just the timing of the penalties that you committed were just horrific, just absolutely awful. And I don't know how much of this, Sean, is because it's such a there's a lot of young guys on this team. Just the lack of discipline at certain points of this series where they let their emotions get the best of them and they retaliated and then they got nailed and they got sent to the box and boom, all of a sudden Tampa gets a goal. So I'm not sure. I'd like to think that I can chalk a bunch of that up to just youth and that will be something that they wrap their heads around during the course of the offseason and they're better at that next year. But, you saw outside of just the stars and everything, I think when you look at this series, you can look at a lot of those situations and see how one team was proven and has been there, and the other team, this was their first run. And you saw some inexperience there, just how to maintain that level even keel during an entire 6-game or 7-game playoff series. And through the entire 60 minutes of a game, the ebbs and the flows, don't get too high, don't get too low. You just saw Tampa mentally handle all of that better, as you would expect, because they're the defending Cup champs. They go to the playoffs every year. Realize Tampa has been a really good franchise for the better part of 20 years. They've had some dips there, but they got a Stanley Cup way back in 2002, 2003, something like that. Yeah, they got one last year. So their 20-year run has been significantly better than the Panthers.
A little bit different than what we had.
Just a little bit different there. I will say the best thing in my mind to come out of this series is that finally, hopefully, after 20 years, we have the birth of a legitimate in-state rivalry between us and the city of Tampa for hockey. We don't have that yet for baseball. There's not a real rival between the Marlins and the Rays. We don't have that for football. There's not a real rivalry between the Dolphins and the Bucks because you don't play every single year. But now it looks like we may actually finally have that in-state rivalry that folks can kind of really get frothed at the mouth over with the Lightning and the Panthers because
it only took us playing 8 games in a row.
Listen, it only took us 20 years to get here. Okay, we came into existence, I believe, 1 year after they did, and it's only taken 20 years for this rivalry to actually get some roots and get established. I believe that actually happened this year, so that's also great because that's great for the sport of hockey in Florida in general. It will help with the fan bases of both teams, the fact that you get some smack talking back and forth on social media, on all that stuff. You get rowdy crowds, folks going across Alligator Alley to see their team and support their team. I think the future for hockey in Florida with these two clubs is very, very bright. It's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun over the next number of years how these guys are going to scrap with each other. So it sucked last night. Listen, I think when we all fell down 3-1, let's be honest, I think all of us kind of were prepared for this moment mentally. You were hoping that it wouldn't come. You were hoping that they could steal that game last night and force a Game 7 back here. But just because it didn't happen doesn't mean that this was a failure of a season in any way.
No,
it was an unmitigated success in my mind. Second year now with Coach Q. You just continue to see the growth. Now a full second offseason with Bill Zito as GM. See what sort of pieces he can bring in here to complement what's already here. I'm telling you, I am. And then yesterday, they even broke ground on that new facility in downtown Fort Lauderdale at the War Memorial Auditorium. So that is going to be, for those of us that are familiar with that area, poor War Memorial has just been a rundown dumpster fire for a number of years. And now it is going to be a state-of-the-art practice and entertainment facility. There'll be 2 full practice rinks, and those will also be used for youth hockey, I believe. There's going to be a new ballroom style entertainment theater sort of, but they're redoing the whole thing. They had the groundbreaking yesterday, so that was very, very cool. And just listen, the future down here for hockey is very, very bright. You got to love what Vinny Viola and his whole crew have done since he took over ownership, because we had some really bad owners down here. Not that they were just bad, but just absent. Didn't seem to really care. Didn't really seem to put in the time. They were the owners. Yeah, they were absentee. They didn't really seem to get out in the community. Didn't really seem to care about the community. So the minute Vinny took over, you've seen a change there. The folks he's got running the franchise, they're all about South Florida. And listen, all their players pretty much live in Fort Lauderdale. So having the practice facility there is great. And it's just, it just solidifies them as Broward County's team. And that's really, really cool. So great job by them. Great season. Super happy, super proud to be a Panthers fan, and cannot wait. I mean, listen, dude, I'm already pissed. I got to wait until the fall for this team to ramp things up again. I want like 2 weeks off, and I want to start next season now. I want to get right back on it, man. It was good stuff.
Panthers, I'm hopping on the train right now as far as season tickets, and just let's get
sure.
going, man. Let's get rolling.
Tell you what, man, the thought crossed my mind last night. Like, you know what? They're around the corner. I may need to look into some season ticket packages here. See what sort of damage they're looking for. Because listen, I'm just telling you, this team ain't going anywhere. This team is not going anywhere anytime soon. Took 20 years for the most part for them to get here, but they're here now, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
And then listening to Coach Hugh Huberto and Barkov talking last night, how much fun this season was and how different it's been.
Well, and I'll tell you what,
compared to others,
it's important, Sean, because you got guys like that could go ahead and leave. I mean, if they're at the point in their careers where they want to start winning. And they don't want to play in front of empty arenas, and they're in their prime. That they're just getting into their primes right now. And if they wanted to put their foot down and say I don't want to play here, get me out of here. They're at the point now where they could possibly have the leverage to pull something like that off. So it's very important that they are now seeing this vision and believing in this vision and believing in the future direction of this franchise. Because listen, we need to keep guys like Sasha and like Huberto and Spencer. We got to keep all these guys happy, and we got to bring new guys in as well. So this has to turn into a destination franchise for free agents. This has to turn into a place where folks want to come here and play because they know they're going to play good hockey on good teams, live in beautiful weather, and have a packed arena. You have all that going. Florida becomes a huge, no state income tax, becomes a huge destination for potential free agents. So it should, to the point where you won't have to overpay them to come because of the benefits they'll be getting from no income tax and stuff like that. And you're not paying them to come down here and take a chance. They already know they're going to come down here and play for a winning franchise. So, as I said, the future is crazy bright, and I cannot wait until the fall gets here and we can see these boys ramp it up again. All right, that was segment one. Just because we had a team lose last night does not mean the postseason run in South Florida is over. No. The Heat, balls are being put on the table tonight. It is go time for Jimmy and Bam. We will talk all about the Heat and the Bucks game 3. Yeah, baby. Oh, and we also got Lucky Louie. Lucky Louie's coming up. And dude, this is huge for Lucky Louie. I got to find out from Lucky Louie, crypto. So Janet Yellen came out last week with what every person that's into crypto has been fearing, possible regulations. Dun, dun, dun. Find out what those regulations would look like. On the other side, a little stock action with Lucky Louie coming up next. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You can join Toasted Sports by text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
WLEN, broadcasting from a largely empty building. And we do sports.
It's just not local.
Shush, honey.
Why is the building empty?
Because whether it be budget cuts or stupid management, we've fired almost everybody.
Ooh, but we still have our jobs nice and local.
At least the building is.
We've got your sports.
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyHouseDental.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast. May is here, which means hurricane season right around the corner. You need to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your house so that you're fully protected when we get a big storm coming on through. For those windows, only one place to call. My buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. They've been doing it in South Florida for decades, and they will set you up with the best of the business. PGT Custom Windows and Doors. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126 for B&T Windows and Doors.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
This Saturday, Drive Pink Stadium will be home to 18,000 fans as Inter Miami are set to take on DC United for the second time in club history. The first time they played each other was in Washington, D.C., just last year, as DC United took home a 2-1 victory after a couple of very controversial refereeing decisions, a red card, a penalty. All over the place the game was over in DC, but Miami will look to turn their record against DC United around and win for the first time at home this season in front of their fans.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
All right, people. It is Thursday morning. Toasted Sports streaming live on OnSideRadio.com, also on Twitch, on YouTube. Every single Thursday, I'd like to go to the phones up to the financial capital of the world, New York. Talk to my man, Lucky Louie, about the status of the markets. And good morning, Louie. How are you doing today?
Gracious good morning to South Florida and all the listeners. How are you?
I'm doing good, bro. A little rough one here. We had our Panthers get eliminated last night, but the future is very bright, so we're trying to keep a positive outlook on that. I will say it has been a interesting 10 to 14 days in the crypto markets. Yeah. And so I wanted to start there because we talked briefly about it last week. And obviously Bitcoin had lost half its value and now it's starting to come up a little bit more. But you went ahead and you sent me, and we've all been wondering when this was going to happen. But at some point in time, the Fed and the US government is going to want to put some sort of regulations on crypto because it's basically a free-for-all right now. For those of you that are unaware, there are crypto that you can buy in the U.S., but there's even more crypto that you can't buy in the U.S., that you have to have a European or international account to get into those. So, Louis, if the government and the Fed were to all of a sudden clamp down and put regulations on crypto in the U.S., what would that look like, and how would that change the crypto markets right now?
Well, first off, I'm reading that hedge funds are leveraging 100 to 1 on crypto. Okay. And if you go back to leverage back in 2000, 2008, it almost destroyed the market. So, it felt like the cryptocurrency tail wagging the financial markets dog, and like you said, it did fall 50%. And yes, they do have to formulate some kind of regulations. And I think they're already circling in the waters. I mean, China has already asserted itself over the past week by cracking down on it. And, I think they have to regulate it. And look, you could go in and trade and make $20,000 intraday, and then you could be wrong and you could lose $20,000, and there's no wash sale. Do you know what a wash sale is?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to explain the audience a wash sale.
Beautiful.
You buy a stock and you lose 20,000. I'm just throwing out a figurative number. All right, and you take the loss. You can't just go back and buy it the next day. You have what's called the IRS 31-day rule. So basically, if you go and take a $20,000 loss on a stock, and then 2 days later you go back and buy that same stock, you lose that loss. But people with crypto, they're buying, they're making money. They're getting caught upside down on the trade, and they're losing money, and they're going back in. And there's no wash sale from what I was told. Okay. So I mean, listen, I think, like I said, it's a lot different than stocks. It's something that, I'm really not, I don't have an interest in it. I mean, I would not put money into it because I'm not okay losing 100% of my money.
Right. So, and not knowing why.
Yeah. But look, the stock market has stabilized the past couple of weeks. We've had a lot of heightened volatility. And, we're coming up in the summer doldrums. Everybody's out in the Hamptons, from Friday until Tuesday. So, there's going to be a lot of light volume, and the markets generally levitate to the upside, especially like right around the 4th of July. They call it the firecracker rally. So things are going to be quiet, on Wall Street, but June isn't exactly known for a strong month. I mean, listen, I wanted to talk about something else.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
Oh, well, yeah, I had one other thing. For the first time in a few months, or maybe closer to 6 months, we're seeing over the last 36, 48 hours, the meme stocks have come back. You had AMC shot back up 19% yesterday. GameStop is back up to the $240 range. When are these meme stocks? Like, everyone was telling me, like, for the last 5 months that GameStop is crazy, not even close to value. Shouldn't be even close to, should be closer to like the $7, not $242. When is that going to correct itself? Because it just keeps staying up there, Lou. It's not going down at all.
I mean, this has been buoyed by the Robinhood investors. And, I was always taught, you don't go back to the well more than once. And these people are coming back in, and, they're trying to bury out these short sellers. And, I mean, listen, I think the market is going to go higher. I think the global economy is changing. I think that a lot of people are still fixated on the secular growers. The tech stocks, and the tech stocks have corrected. And I think in a couple of years or a year from now, I think you're going to see people, the momentum investors, buying energy and pro-inflationary stocks. And I think that you got to look at value. Okay, I mean, value right now is only in the 8th month, and recent research by Merrill Lynch shows that the average length of a value cycle is 33 months. So we're only in the 8th month. So we got a long way to go. And value tends to outperform growth when the profit cycles accelerate. And right now, we're making record profits.
So you're saying that this is basically for the next 20 months, this is the time for the smaller investor to get in and see some long-term possible growth.
Yeah, I mean, I would look for value style ETFs. I would look for pro-inflation, energy ETFs, commodity ETFs. I mean, listen, inflation is here. And, look, I look on Google, the highest savings account right now is 0.5%.
Yeah.
So that translates into losing negative 3.7% adjusted for inflation. So people are complaining about gas prices going up and saying, "Oh, it's Biden." All right, put your money in Exxon stock and hedge yourself out.
Let me ask you about that, Louis. Let me ask you, because you just mentioned Exxon in particular, and I saw a story yesterday. No, I know, but I saw a story yesterday that someone is trying to overtake their board or swap out some board members because they shareholders feel Exxon isn't embracing green energy enough. Is that true?
Yes, that is true. And there are a lot of what they call activist investors.
Mm-hmm.
And what their job is, they take big stakes into companies and, they want to clean house. Because listen, a lot of these boards, just like in politics, a rubber stamp. I mean, if you look at the cabinet of the president of the United States, with people who are helping him get elected are getting jobs. It's the same thing with, Wall Street. I mean, they're rubber stamp boards. And if I say to you, hey, Toast, I'm a CEO of a company. I want you to sit on the board and I'm going to pay you $250,000 a year. You show up 5 meetings a year. I'll give you this, and this, stock options. And I say to you, hey, this is what I want to do. Are you going to turn around and go against me as the CEO?
No, I'm going to take that money and that easy work schedule and just say, yeah, whatever you need.
Exactly. And this is what activist investors do.
All right.
They look to unlock shareholder value and say, hey, listen, the global economy is changing. You got to change with the times. And that's what they do. And they put pressure on the board to unlock shareholder value. So I view that as a good thing. I've made a lot of money when big time investors like Carl Icahn, Sam Zell take a big stake in a company and they want to shake up things and upset the apple cart and, get these companies to, change with the times. I mean, listen, investing is a lot like college football. It's all about adjustments and adapting. So just like when you're in a game, you see a corner blitz on the corner of your eye, the quarterback has got an audible. It's the same thing with stocks. Everything consistently changes and you want to be ahead of the curve, just like in college football. So speaking of college football,
yes,
we got a commitment yesterday.
Yes. Listen, got the wide receiver. Quan Lee. Listen, man, considering we only had one commitment, yes, any commitment. I like players remembering that we still exist down here. So listen, man, I'll be honest. I'm anxious to see, Lucky, how this new recruiting philosophy that Manny installed a couple years ago, because it looks like this is the first real cycle where we're having a lot less guys commit early, which always was an issue because then they would decommit late. So now I just kind of want to see, we're going the opposite now. I'm just hoping that as we get some commitments here over the next 30, 60 days, that they're solid commitments and they don't hedge and bail out come October, November. So I want to see how this new philosophy is working for us. Too early right now.
Good thing.
Yeah, I do too.
I think it's
I don't want to get used. Like we used to get used, and I don't want to get used, but I also don't think we've had enough info come in yet to see if this is truly going to work. So we'll see.
What really shocks me is, we put 3 defensive ends in the NFL, edge rushers, in the last year. I mean, Stroud is still going to be around as a consultant, and our defensive line coach is a phenomenal coach.
Yeah, Jess Simpson, absolutely. Now, I will say this, Louis. Yeah. One thing that when you bring up those defensive ends, when you realize those 3 guys went in the NFL and combined, the 3 of them started like 25 games for us. I mean, that's the one issue you have when you become transfer portal. Is that guys only play for a year, and you don't get that depth and consistency. So that's why as much as the portal's been helpful in terms of kind of plugging some holes here his first few years, he's got to get back to focusing more on the guys that are going to be here for 3 and 4 years.
Well, I could counter that attack.
Okay.
I was on Twitter, and I still follow Blake Baker.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Baker is... I
don't know why you would do that to yourself. But...
No, well, listen. Anyway... He's touting LSU as linebacker U and how many linebackers they put in the NFL.
Right.
He wasn't the coach. He was not the coach. He did not put those linebackers in the NFL.
No.
So they're going and telling kids, we're linebacker you. But meanwhile, he's not the coach that coached up these kids and got them to the NFL. So it's a little bit of a contradictory, if you could say.
But you get the same thing in Florida. The Gators are sitting there talking about telling recruits that they're tight end you. Really? You're tight end you because you had one guy, Kyle Pitts? Like, just stop. Kyle Pitts and Aaron Hernandez do not make you tight end you. Just stop.
Well, Kyle Pitts is more like a guy
wide receiver hybrid, yeah.
Exactly. You know, the player from the New York Giants, I forgot his name. Yeah.
Ingram?
That was his name.
Yeah.
Ingram, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, I look for the markets to grind higher over the summer.
Okay.
To change the subject, I think you're going to start to see the job numbers pick up because a lot of states are cutting unemployment benefits.
Yes, they are, 100%.
And I think a year from now, momentum investors will be buying energy and material stocks in a year, and I think they're going to regulate the crypto and. I think eventually crypto will level out to a normal level. It's something for me that's just too extremely volatile even for myself. And I've been doing this close to 30 years. And, the meme stocks, looks like the meme stocks are down today. So,
okay. All right.
A little bit.
Good.
Listen,
Louis,
have a wonderful weekend.
Yes. Enjoy the holiday. Enjoy Memorial Day. Yeah, get some good libations going on. And Lucky, just so you know, man, we got a handful of listeners that literally just love your segment every single week and the knowledge that you bring. So I want to thank you very much for giving us time every single week. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, and I'll be down there permanently sooner than you think.
All right, very good. Lucky Louie, everybody. Thank you, Louie. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Have an awesome weekend. Be well.
God bless, guys. Be well.
And thanks to everybody that is in the chat right now. Dude, all you crew, man. Seriously. Means a lot, dude, that you guys every single morning are sitting in their chat supporting your boy. Truly, very cool. And look at that, Tony. Next year, Toast talking about the Canes again. Yeah. What am I going to talk about, bro? Like, there's nothing happening right now. There's literally nothing happening with college football right now. This is the dead period. This is why the OBB doesn't drop podcasts right now, because if we were dropping podcasts, it would all be non-football stuff, and you guys would be giving us 1-star reviews. Why don't they talk football? Because there's nothing to talk about right now, okay? It's freaking Memorial Day weekend. College football doesn't exist right now, okay? It's not there. So, but it will be. Oh, it will be. Listen, Memorial Day, you know what that means? We're literally like 60 days away. 60 days away. Yeah. Camp's opening up. That's what I'm saying. OBB, churning up that machine again, getting those episodes coming out again. I'm telling you, it will be here before you know it. Memorial Day suddenly turns into August 1st, and all of a sudden, boom, players showing up, and we got full pads going, and we got practice, and we're getting ready for Alabama. Yeah, there we go. All good. Wow, crazy ass late. Sean Stanley, my boys, got a sports update on the other side. And yeah, man, we will talk about the Heat. Huge game tonight. Omar Kelly coming up at 9:20. This is Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
WLESPN We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in. As long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful? South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes. Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The season has come to an end for the Florida Panthers after a 4-0 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning last night. Tampa Bay wins the series 4-2 and move on to face the winner of Nashville and Carolina. The Miami Marlins, they used a 3-run 8th inning to beat the Phillies 4-2. John Birdie with the 2-run single in the 8th, and Yimi Garcia picked up his 9th save of the season. Pablo Lopez gets the call today. First pitch, 12-10. Miami Heat down 2-0 to Milwaukee Bucks. They look to get it turned around here tonight at home. Tip-off set for 7:30. And then also this weekend, Inter Miami CF, they welcome DC United to a full-capacity Drive Pink Stadium. That will be Saturday night right here at OnSideRadio.com. You can hear the match starting at 7 with Big O and Alex Donna with the Inter Miami CF pregame show. And then Eric Krakauer, Thomas Rongen, and Fernando Fiore. They'll have the call of the game at 8 o'clock. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to Toasted Sports. To reach out to Toast, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Toasted Sports.
Thursday morning. Heading into a long weekend. I didn't realize. Someone goes to me yesterday. So you are you on Monday? And I'm like, yeah, why would I be on Monday? They're like, Memorial Day? I'm like, oh yeah, no, not on Monday. totally forgot that there was a day off associated with that one. So yeah, going to be a great weekend. I guess it's going to get a little steamy though. From what I'm seeing on the weather this morning, the humidity begins arriving this afternoon. It has been in the 80s and remarkably not very humid the last few weeks. And I guess that's all going to change just in time for Memorial Day, the official start of summer and the hurricane season. Make sure you're calling B&T Windows and Doors. People, get your house protected. All right, tonight. Well, Sean, you can't really overstate how big this evening's game is at the arena for the Miami Heat.
This is the season.
This is absolutely the season. And listen, and not only is it the season, we are going to learn so much about this roster and how it's assembled and everything and the mentality of it this evening. This team could have won game one. It was there for the taking. Jimmy and Bam had horrific shooting nights, but that game was it was there for the taking. It was an overtime game. You lose by 2. Game 2 was not there for the taking. It was an absolute ass whooping. So now you have your first game at home, and they had the old adage, series doesn't start until a home team drops a game. Well, here we go tonight. This is big boy basketball time. Jimmy made the comment, what now, like 3-4 weeks ago, about having to start playing bully ball. Yeah, this is it. This is the game. You need to punch them in the mouth. You need to come out aggressive. You need to show them that this is going to be a series. Just realize that Milwaukee hasn't won this series before for the most part. So if you can get a win tonight, then tie this thing up 2-2, now all of a sudden, maybe they start getting some doubt creeping into their head because they haven't done this before. And, oh, boy, here we go again. We lost to these guys last year. We were up 2-0, but now all of a sudden it's 2-2. And doubt just starts creeping into your head. You start doubting yourself. They start doubting themselves as a team, and you see what happens. But, man, there's no doubt that this team has to hit on all cylinders tonight. Jimmy's got to have a good shooting night. He's got to put in 20-25. Bam, double with at least 20 points, right? Double with at least 20 points. And then you've got to have the two kids dropping shots. Duncan, Tyler cannot go ahead and combine for what was it, like 4 of 12 or whatever it was the other night from beyond the arc. So we all know what the recipe is. Can they do it? Can they show? I mean, Jimmy Butler made the comment yesterday that he was looking forward to it because you're going to find out what this team has inside their heart. And I 100% agree. And I hope that it is enjoyable to watch. I really do because, bro, you can't fall behind 3-0. Not in the NBA. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, the Heat have to muck it up tonight early.
Honestly. No, this is must win. This is the season. This is you lose tonight, and everybody that says last year was a fluke are right. You can't argue with them. You may not believe it, but you can't make an argument anymore. You can't go head to head with someone on a debate and effectively prove to them that last year was not a fluke and not a result of being the exceptional experience of being in the bubble. If you go out in the first round this year against a team that you beat in the bubble last year, who had a worse record this year than they did last year, finished lower in the standings than they did last year. So yeah, this is huge. This is huge. This also think about how this impacts the offseason, Sean. You know, there's already rumblings out there, and you're hearing more of them every day. And I'm sure if the Clippers go out in the first round, they will be amplified for a while about what Kawhi Leonard's going to do. Well, here's the deal: if the Heat can't get by the Bucks, who's going to come here? Then that means the Heat aren't nearly as close as folks thought they were after last year. So that's going to negatively impact who you might be able to get to come down here and be the third head on this wannabe three-headed monster you've got with Bam and Jimmy, and we'll find out who that third person is going to be. So it's huge. You got to turn this into a series. We all were expecting that we were going to win this series, so you got to get this thing going.
The one thing that hasn't been really talked a lot about is Jimmy Butler. You've seen what happens when he kind of disengages from franchises. I mean, you've seen it in Philly, Minnesota.
Sure.
What happens if that starts happening here? Not saying that it's happening, but
no,
start seeing how he kind of separates himself from everybody else, and you don't want to get to that here.
I don't think we're in danger of that here, only because there is, when you're talking about when he was over in Philadelphia, was it Minnesota before that?
Yeah, a lot of the younger players not
well,
happy.
And it's also those places don't have that quote unquote. And folks have to mock us for the Heat culture, but the Heat culture is a real thing. And those folks, those places didn't have anything close to that. I believe that Jimmy knows that regardless of what happens on the court today, that Pat Riley and him are on the same page. That Coach Spo and him are on the same page in terms of what the expectations are, and the fact that if this isn't working right now, it's got to be fixed in the offseason significantly. And there's nothing to say that the track record shows that Pat Riley will do what's necessary to correct this in the offseason. We didn't think he could get out of the Hassan Whiteside deal when he re-signed all those guys, him, Deion Waiters, that whole crew. He did. He got out of that a lot sooner than any of us thought he could. So,
yes,
and that's where I think you have a huge difference, because I think regardless of whether Jimmy doesn't necessarily believe, if they were to lose this series and Jimmy now has doubt in his mind over some of his teammates, at least he knows. I don't think he has that doubt about the front office and the guys leading this franchise like Pat and them. So you know what I'm saying? So I think that is a huge difference between what was happening with him in Minnesota and what happened with him in Philadelphia, and even what happened in Chicago. So yeah, but this is huge, dude. This is 7:30 tip time, so that means they'll probably be closer to like 7:45 or whatever. But yeah, this is huge. They got to come out hot. Can't be falling behind by 10, 15, 20. You're gonna have 17,000 in the arena, so it's gonna be popping. It is gonna be loud. They're gonna want to see you put on a show. Do it. And bam, bro, this is go time. You basically have been a non-factor the first 2 games. This is go time for you. You are the young stud. You are younger than Jimmy. You are the guy that's going to be here long after Jimmy is gone. You are a foundational piece. You need to be the guy tonight. You need to show us. I'm saying I need a double 20 and 10 minimum, 20 and 10 minimum. That's what I need. Give me 5-6 blocks. That'd be awesome as well. Great defense, but I need you to score some points. I need you to score some points. So what do you think, Sean? How do you think it goes tonight?
I think Heat by 10.
Sounds about right. Yeah. So let's see what what are we looking at? Let me pull up the line.
Yeah, I probably should have did that one update. Yeah, my fault.
Oh, good.
Great producer.
Bucks are favored. Bucks are favored by 1.5.
After the last game, yes, they're going to be favored.
Bucks are giving one. Bucks are giving 1.5.
Oof, I thought better, honestly.
Listen, dude. Listen, tells you what Vegas thinks about this. Vegas does not believe in this Heat team right now. Absolutely not. You would think that, they're not sure. They're not sure what they saw in game 2. So Bucks are giving a 1.5. Man, so I am all in on the Heat, getting a 1.5 at home. If this team were to lay an egg tonight, if this team were to come out and lose this game tonight, that's bad. Like you can say what you want about the Panthers losing in the first round in 6 games. Which series loss is worse to you, Sean? Panthers losing to the Lightning in 6 games in the first round, or the Heat losing to the Bucks in 5 or 6 games in the first round? Which one would be a bigger loss to you, a bigger negative?
Here's the one thing. If the games are like game 2, then the Heat. If they're like game 1 and we're just one shot cost it, then I think it's still going to be the Heat, but not as bad.
It's the Heat either way for me. If the Heat lose this series in the first round, then this is absolutely categorically worse than a bigger loss than the Panthers against the Lightning in the first round. 100%. It's not even close. I mean, this team was in the finals last year.
A lot worse than if they're close.
This team was in the finals last year. You're telling me that Jay Crowder is the difference between this team being in the finals and going out in the first round? Jay Crowder's the difference?
No, but everything was set up so well for the Heat. I know. People weren't allowed to go anywhere. Everything was team oriented, which
I got you.
The Heat so well.
I know. It was. Listen, man. That's why folks said the bubble played in perfectly the Heat culture and what they do, and that single mindset, that tunnel vision of just do your job. 100%. But that's the fluke, bro. Like that's not normally how the playoffs happen. If you want to be successful in the NBA, you gotta win playoff series on the road. You gotta travel. I mean, so this is real big boy basketball now. So they gotta show up.
Played what they had to play last year. They played the schedule they were given.
No, 100%, 100%.
So the word fluke to me is like, no, they played it better.
Well, listen, they did, but it was such a unique situation that if you go out in the first round the following year when things are back to normal, then I'm just saying it gives a lot of credence to those saying that it was just a fluke and it was a product of the situation. And it'd be pretty hard for a Heat fan to refute that. And Heat fans don't want to hear that it was a fluke, that it only happened because of the bubble, because then you're diminishing what they accomplished last year. And Heat fans don't want to do that. But the reality is, you go out in the first round, it's impossible not to. It's impossible not to. Folks will be saying it nonstop. Oh, yeah, there you go. The product of the bubble. You know, they couldn't travel anywhere. It was all basketball. There was no distractions, no going to clubs, the whole deal. It played right into what the Heat are all about. So, yeah. All right. Once again, went crazy ass long. It's 2 days in a row. Let's go ahead and stack it up, Sean. We will hit the news when we come back at the top of the hour. Reminder, we have Omar Kelly coming up at 9:20, and also coming up after we do the toasted news, the feud and how it has gone public on social media between Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau, because now you have the match was released yesterday, the next version of the match, and Bryson DeChambeau is going to be a part of it. But, bro, these two guys, Brooks and Bryson, hate each other, and I am all in on it. I am here for it. I got the popcorn. I want to see these two guys go at it for the next 5-6 years. This is great stuff. We'll get all into it. Come back after this. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with the Radio.net app. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
When you're tired of watching the sun damage your furniture or raise your electric bill, it's time to do what we did here at OnSideRadio.com studio. Call A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise. A Shade Above Window Fashions has a great selection of blackout shades to choose from. We can almost create a complete blackout for your bedroom or media room. Call them at 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashion.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. And with daily specials, there is something for everyone. If you're up for a challenge, you should take their famous boot tour. Finish 30 boots of different varieties of German beer, and you'll receive half price on their beer for life. And you'll get to take home your own boot and Checkers Old Munchin t-shirt. They also have outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music, as well as carry-out, curbside pickup, and delivery. So, for the finest German food and beer, get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations at 954-785-7565. That's 954-785-7565. We'll see you at Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Hey, it's Toast. And when I got PGT custom windows and doors installed at my house last year from B&T Windows and Doors, I knew that I was protecting my house when it came to hurricanes. But I was also investing in my house. My value went up. My home insurance cost went down. Yeah, I can now get more for my house when I sell it because I had PGT custom windows and doors installed courtesy of my buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. Just another reason why you should upgrade your house today. Give them a call, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126, B&T Windows and Doors.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Okay, men, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're going to go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You got to dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. No, you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen.
Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
This is the official home of Inter Miami CF.
Higuain will now take. His strike is a decent one. It's fired into the top right corner. Gonzalo Higuain opens his account for Inter Miami.
OnsideRadio.com. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
Sup?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think you would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of Onside Radio, ownership, management, sponsors, website, or Inter Miami Marketing, LLC. Welcome to Toasted Sports.
It's Thursday. It's Thursday.
Guess what time it is?
Well, what time is it?
It's time to get
Get some!
Get some!
Get some!
Get some! Get some!
Some what? Some what?
Get some coffee.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Then we can start.
We can start.
Go to the show.
Here's Toast.
Hour number 2 on a Thursday morning. Toasted Sports, streaming live at OnsideRadio.com. Also, you can check out the live video stream IB Toast on Twitch and YouTube, also Onside Radio on Twitch and YouTube. Subscribe to all of them. Please set notifications to on. That would be great. Going to get into this Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka. I love it. This is just, this is the feud I have been waiting for in golf. Listen, we need one. Phil and Tiger are old now. They're old now, and we need a good golf feud. And Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka are bringing it to us. We will get into that. But first, it is time for Toasted News.
Stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is Toasted News.
All right. There have been many stories of unruly airplane passengers over the last few months, and the problem doesn't seem to be getting any better. A passenger that caused an American Airlines flight from Tokyo to Dallas to land in Seattle was mad because the phone charger at her seat had stopped working. Oh, Jesus. She reportedly made one heck of a spectacle of herself, but we'll stick to the story that she admitted to, which was knocking on the door of the flight deck. Yes, they love it when you just knock on the floor of the flight deck to demand that her charger be repaired after punching and elbowing a flight attendant out of the way. According to reports, she didn't appear to have any alcohol and allegedly said she wasn't taking any medications. She also didn't finish taking that flight. She was removed from the plane by federal officials in Seattle. Can you imagine? Sean, can you imagine being on a flight that has to land before it's supposed to just to escort a passenger off?
Well, if your charger's broken, you're going to go crazy.
Bro, like, I need to see video of this because, folks on that plane there has to be video of her. Like, dude, you can't, you walk up to the airplane door while it's flying and you knock. Yeah, that's, they don't like that. They don't want you to do that. That's
that close to the door.
Yeah, listen, I got to imagine she's on a no-fly list now, right? She's on a no-fly list. She's not flying anywhere ever again. She's done. She's banned from planes enjoy driving, honey. You're driving everywhere or taking a boat. Next up, you've messed up when the dirty puppy pads start flying. A Florida woman, because why not, allegedly battered her boyfriend with what the police report described as soiled dog pads and sprayed him in the face with Windex. Ann Walsh, 60, was arrested on a charge of domestic battery, which is now added to several other domestic battery arrests in the past, all involving the same man. See, those two probably shouldn't be hanging out together. Walsh wasn't convicted in any of the other cases, but remains in the county lockup with a $5,000 bond on this one. Like, seriously, yeah, you got to, like, the judge should order those two. You're never allowed to see each other ever again. Ever again. And finally, while taking a stroll along a beach in Hastings, England, some casual walkers made a significant discovery. Packages sealed in waterproof bags and secured with life jackets had washed ashore. Inside those packages, a significant amount of cocaine, a grand total of 2,116 pounds of the stuff. Once it's cut and sold, authorities say the street value of that sure to be missed by someone booger sugar shipment would be around $113 million. You just stumbled across a Powerball payout on the beach of Hastings, England. Dude, and that's insane because we were talking about how we've had these bales of cocaine and weed washing on shore in the Keys over the last month and a half, but none of them, they were all like one key. This was this was a ton, a literal over a ton of cocaine.
Yeah, the high price
washing on the shore. This isn't just a small package. 2,000 pounds of uncut, pure Colombian gold.
So it was a life jacket?
A life jacket was attached to it. I guess it would help it to float.
Okay.
But bro, like, someone's getting taken out for this. Like, this is one of those work mistakes you make where, now they're going to kill you. Like,
there's somebody lost the shore somewhere else.
Somebody just lost $113 million worth of coke. Like, that they paid for. Like, they paid the wholesale cost. Now they needed to cut it and distribute it to make back their money. Oh boy. Yeah. Someone is sleeping with the fishes.
Bad day at the office for that guy.
Oh, that's an awful day at the office. It doesn't get any worse day at the office than that. All right, there is your toasted news for this Thursday, May 27th. All right, so let's get into, and this is great. This is just phenomenal. And I know some folks in the chat are speculating that that this is all because of the match I don't believe so, because there's actually a history that goes back between these two much further than the announcement or the rumored announcement of this match. Because obviously it was announced yesterday, but obviously Bryson is probably known for a few weeks that he was going to be taking part in this before they, wait till after the PGA title, then we'll announce it, all that good stuff. But so here's the deal, man. So they announced the match, and it's going to be Phil and Tom Brady. And this time they're going to be taking on Aaron Rodgers and Bryson DeChambeau. So right off the bat, Brooks Koepka sees the announcement, and he just tweets out, "Sorry, bro," tagging Aaron Rodgers. Phil Mickelson, you got to love Phil, bro. Phil's the older guy, but man, Phil loves to stir a pot. He knows how to stir a pot, and he replies, "I feel like I'm in the middle of something and should step aside." But then in parentheses puts, "except they want the current PGA champ." And then Bryson replies to Brooks saying, "It's nice to be living rent-free in your head." Now, this is where it gets fun. Bryce, because you may say, "Oh yeah, dude, Bryson just nailed Brooks. He's 100% living in his head," and that may be true. But you know what? Brooks has just as much real estate in Bryson's head as well, because Brooks then replies to that tweet with another tweet, and I don't know where this was from. I don't think it was from this past weekend. It might be a little bit older, but Bryson is, because he's wearing shorts, so this must have been like a practice round or something. He is wearing shorts. He's on the tee. And he hits his drive, and someone in the crowd goes, "All right, Brooksy," calling Brooks Koepka. And Bryson replies, "Whoever's calling me Brooksy needs to get the hell out of here." So there's an absolute rivalry here, and this is spectacular, because now here's my only issue is, with all due respect to Phil, and I love Phil, and Phil is great on these match broadcasts because he has a personality. He's talking. He's great on the microphone. But we are going to need to see a Bryson versus Brooks, right? We're going to need to see, whether it's two other athletes that are joining, but the two pro golfers in the next one, it's got to be Brooks and Bryson. They're both major champs now. It had been a point where Bryson hadn't won a major. Now he has. Brooks has 4, I believe. But that's where this is going. That's what needs to happen. We need to see these two guys just in a private foursome, live on TV, mic'd up, and the things they're going to say to each other. They hate each other. They do not like each other in any way. It is blatantly obvious that Brooks Koepka, I don't know if it's 100% mutual, but it is 100% sure that Brooks Koepka cannot stand Bryson DeChambeau. Why? I don't know if it's because of the metal cleats. I don't know if it's because he's, the long driver and he's kind of like more of a spectacle or what. I don't know what it is. But for some reason, Brooks Koepka can't stand that dude. Cannot stand that dude. And seeing his reaction to that post-match interview from, I believe, Friday or Saturday at the PGA, where he's rolling his eyes at Bryson walking behind, come on. This is everything golf needs right now. We've been talking about the fact that, listen, you've got the guys that have driven this sport for 25 years are now basically 50. Tiger and Phil. We don't know if we're going to see Tiger again. Tiger coming off a horrific, massive, multi-fractured, compound fractured leg situation. Who knows what Tiger's going to look like on the other end of that, outside of being a couple years older. So, golf's been saying, who's picking up the baton from these two guys? Who is TV going to market for the next 5 or 6 years? Who's going to drive the crowds to see, these guys go head to head? It's Brooks and Bryson, bro. I mean, those two guys may not, when the career's said and done. Now, granted, major-wise, they both may eclipse Phil. They're not going to touch Tiger, but with the social media game that both of them have, with the obvious dislike, this is, if I am in the PGA Tour and I am in the marketing department, we are having meetings, and we're pushing these two to the front. These two are going to be in the promos for every single tournament that they're both going to be in, whether it's a major or whether it's the Memorial or the Wells Fargo, whatever the hell it is. We are pushing these two guys in this rivalry front and center. You have to. It's spectacular. This is golf. Golf doesn't get stuff like this. When you have it, you got to take advantage.
I have never heard golf talk like this at all.
Dude, I'm just saying, like, golf has been wondering, right? Golf has been wondering, what are we going to do next? We our two biggest stars, the only two guys that truly have moved the needle consistently for the last 20 years are 50. we maybe Tiger will pull a Phil and then he'll have one of those, moments like Phil just had last week. But for the most part, these two guys going out every Sunday, dominating and being at the top of the leaderboard, those days are gone. So that and now as you get older, the rivalry softens, because you have perspective now in your life, and stuff that Phil did that pissed you off 15 years ago doesn't piss you off anymore because you're older and Tiger's lived through things. He's gone through things. So has Phil, stuff with his wife and just medical stuff. So as you get older, that perception changes and those edges soften and it's not as, you're able to look back. Oh yeah, back when we were young and we were all, that stuff pissed me off. Yeah, not anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure if you had Phil and Tiger in a room together now at a dinner, it would be an entirely different vibe than it would have been 10 years ago. And that's great. That's the way life goes. But as a result, golf needs to replace that, because we've seen what happens over the last few years when they didn't have that. Crowds going down, right? Television viewing going down. You need at least one or two guys that you can push front and center, the PGA, to be able to move that needle and attract eyeballs. And if it's these two guys hating on each other, just absolutely shredding each other on social media and in post-match interviews, yeah, man, you go with that. You go with that. You put a spotlight on it. You twist it and turn it to show the message you want, whatever you got to do, PGA. But you had better take advantage of these two. And, dude, they'll move the needle for you. They will sell tickets. They will get us TV ratings. So I'm excited for the match. But after this one, they need to do one where the two pros are Brooks and Bryson. They just do. It was Tom Brady even got involved. He put out a tweet. What was it? He was talking about two champs playing against a scientist, and what was the other? I forgot what the other comment was. But yeah, dude, he was poking the bear. He was poking the bear. But this is going to be fun, man. I'll be honest. I'm loving these matches. I'm absolutely loving these match things. I think this is the third or fourth one. Hopefully Barkley will be back on the broadcast. It'll be on TNT, I believe, again. So hopefully he is part of that. But yeah, I think this is a great thing that golf has kind of stumbled into the last few years. And this one now, you just put Bryson and Brooks center on this thing, front and center. Oh, it's going to be fun times. It's going to be fun times. DeChambeau even took a shot at Brady with the deflated ball. Hey, Tom Brady, once Aaron Rodgers and I take you and Phil Mickelson, you will feel just as deflated as those balls were in the AFC Championship game. Post a photo with Brady holding a deflated football.
Starting to like Bryson a little bit.
I'm just saying. Listen, I am definitely more on Team Brooks, just over more of the local guy, this and that. But I want these two guys to just lock horns. I'm on Team Brooks, but I don't mind Bryson. And I love the fact that Bryson and what he's brought to golf, just that swagger, the long hitting, kind of the spectacle of it all. I love how that's tweaked some of the traditional golfers, because it's, the whole, established elitist, like we do things a certain way for all these years. I love when a player comes in like that, a talent, and stirs the pot and shakes things up. And that's exactly what Bryson DeChambeau has done since he's joined in the tour. He's outspoken, he's brash, he is tweaking people, and none more so than Brooks Koepka. It's absolutely great. We will take a break. Omar Kelly coming up next, and talk about the Dolphins. Some good news on Tua. He's saying he feels good. Folks saying he looks good. Talk about the OC situation. All that coming up next. It is Omar Kelly with Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with simple radio. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Dunkin' to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Inter Miami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all Inter Miami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the Inter Miami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Hey, it's Toast, and no doubt last year hurricane season was one of the craziest we've ever seen. Well, Noah's saying once again, going to be another active season, so you need to call B&T Windows and Doors today and get PGT custom windows and doors installed like I did so that you are fully protected. Listen, there's no better peace of mind than PGT custom windows and doors when you're in the cone of death for a Category 5 storm. Call B&T Windows and Doors today to get set up. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Inter Miami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
This Saturday, Drive Pink Stadium will be home to 18,000 fans as Inter Miami are set to take on DC United for the second time in club history. The first time they played each other was in Washington, D.C., just last year, as DC United took home a 2-1 victory after a couple of very controversial refereeing decisions, a red card, a penalty. All over the place the game was over in DC, but Miami will look to turn their record against DC United around and win for the first time at home this season in front of their fans.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Brace yourself. You might not hear what you want. You can always expect Omar to keep it real, whether you like it or not. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report with Sun Sentinel writer Omar Kelly. EJD is your one-stop shop, custom home builder, and general contractor for residential construction. Call them 305-433-4843. Find them on Facebook at EJD Construction. Here's Omar Kelly with your Miami Dolphins report segment.
Thursday morning, 9:23, second segment of the podcast. Please go ahead, subscribe to it. Search Toasted Sports wherever you find mediocre podcasts. Also streaming live on Twitch and on YouTube. Did we get in there, Shawnee? Nice. Let's go to the phones now. Once a week, we get to get all into the Dolphins with a man that knows all about them better than anyone else down here. It is Omar Kelly from the Sun Sentinel. Good morning, Omar. How are you, man?
Good morning, Toast. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, man. You got any good plans for Memorial Day weekend?
No. I'm still raising a baby. We're still.
I gotcha.
I would like to go to a pool party that my friend and her family's holding, and everybody's vaccinated. But my wife's a little still concerned about the baby. So
understood.
I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know who's going to win that debate.
I think we know who's going to win that debate, not you. So let's talk about our boys. We got some press that happened, and I want to start off with Tua. So first of all, Tua doing some talking and saying that he feels 10 times better with the hip than he did last year. But the thing that I kind of was interested was a little bit of honesty from Tua, where he admitted, and I guess some folks may take this as negative. I'm not. But he admitted that last year he didn't know the playbook as well as he should have. And I guess some folks might kind of say, oh, well, why didn't he? I'll be honest, Omar, I find his honesty a bit refreshing in this day and age.
Yeah, I think he's being a little bit hard on himself, and I understand that's who he is. That's the standard that he has. I mean, he's apologizing for a 6-3 season as a starting quarterback for a 10-win team.
Yeah.
But, he didn't have sexy statistics. He didn't have much weapons to work with. So I'm not going to sit here and lie and give you a laundry list of excuses for quarterbacks, because I have the policy since Chad Henne and Ryan Tannehill don't make excuses for quarterbacks. But what Tua said was, I didn't have a mastery of the offense like Ryan Tannehill, a 14-year veteran, a Harvard graduate, who scored the perfect Wonderlink, an 8-year starter who had the best understanding of Chan Gailey's offense than anybody in NFL. So Tua saying, I wasn't Ryan Fitzpatrick. I know that's not the standard that you have for me, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Tua, but you shouldn't have to apologize for that. I didn't expect, in a season where most expected you to be rehabbing that hip injury, that you would be asked to become a starter midway through the season and have to lead your team to the playoffs, and then have the need to feel like you have to apologize for falling short, for not getting it done with no weaponry on the field, or no healthy weaponry on the field. Like, if that's the standard that you hold yourself to, great. But you don't have to apologize for not being a Pro Bowler in year one, or not matching the statistics that Justin Herbert had in year one. I'm confident and comfortable that you will get better as you gain experience. And that's truly what he lacked. He lacked health, chemistry with his wide receivers, and experience. And those things will come in time.
So obviously this year it'll be a little bit different, because Chan Gailey is now gone, and you now have a two-headed monster at OC. New offense being installed, but they were saying that the base of that will be Gailey's, and they're going to build off of that. How are you understanding how this offense will be different from what we saw last year?
I don't know if it's going to necessarily be Gailey's, and they're going to build off that. What they kept was the RPO base. What they kept was the style of offense which Tua has run. That was what Chan Gailey was brought here to install, the style of offense. Chan was an innovator of the spread offense when it was in back at Georgia Tech, when college, that wasn't really what people were running in college. And now everybody runs it. So everybody just thinks it's easy to install, and it's not. And this coaching staff didn't have much of an understanding or familiarity with it. But Chan came, brought the base. It was the best statistical offense that the franchise has had since like 1982, 86. And we ran him out of town, which is fine. Get it. And part of the reason we ran him out of town was because he didn't have really a great relationship with with Tua. And there wasn't a comfort level. So now that we've addressed that, George Godsey is working with Tua. Eric Studsville is going to coordinate that run game, and we're going to see where that goes from here. And they're building an offense around the strengths and weaknesses of the players that they have. They certainly added a ton more weaponry. And bottom line is, we'll see where we go from here, because people have to understand, every year is a completely new team. So, and every year people don't think that they, just because Chan Gailey would return, that they'd be running the exact same offense. No, they would have built on it. They would have evolved. So we're still doing that now. It's just going to be a different play caller.
So a little bit different back to this year. The roster for preseason is going to go back from 80 up to 90. I know is there anyone else out there free agent wise, Omar, that you think that they may be talking to, that they still may bring in before they wrap up all the additions? or they don't?
Certainly, they've talked to Melvin Ingram, and just watching practice yesterday, I would still say that this team is probably one pass rusher away from being a top 5 defense. I still think that that's the standard. They fell one short last year with the number 6 defense, which nobody's going to cry about, especially considering they went into the Buffalo game, I believe, number 1, and basically pooped the bed by getting blown out. But I still think that Melvin Ingram is a possibility. I also think that Olivier Vernon is a possibility. I think that they are probably one running back shy of just having a unit that can be respected and, if not feared. That running back could be Le'Veon Bell. It could be Duke Johnson. I'm not really picky. I'm not necessarily looking for a starter or a big name. And also, I think that this is still a team that wants to be young and wants to continue to grow with young players. So they might just comb the waiver wire and pick up additional talent that route.
Last week saw a comment from Myles Gaskin. He seems to really believe that he's had a good offseason and he's going to be even more impactful this year. Do you think he can? It seems like he thinks that he can be the running back one and be the main guy. Do you think that's possible for him? Can he be that guy, or is he just too small?
I don't know if I had this conversation with you on previously.
You didn't talk last week.
Oh, no, not last week, but I've been doing it. I wrote a column probably 2 or 3 weeks ago about Myles Gaskin and his productivity after they didn't select the running back in the draft. When you extrapolate the numbers out, not even giving him any more carries, just if he had not missed games with his knee injury, which got scoped, he missed a month, and then he hadn't caught COVID, which sidelined him for a week. He was probably the only player in the NFL who came back after 1 week of catching COVID. Myles Gaskins would have been the 4th most productive offensive player in the NFL. Not even giving him more carries or more catches or more snaps, just if he had not missed games. The numbers blow my mind. He would have been on pace for 1,500 statistical yards.
Wow.
Nearly 1,600 statistical yards. I'm talking behind some of the greats of the game right now. And it really, you don't know about the productivity because it's not flashy and he didn't have a great offensive line in front of him. But the Dolphins are clearly all in on Myles Gaskin and Ahmed Savon. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with that and how they perform and also how much the offensive line improves. I can tell you right now, while I can't tell you what the unit looks like because there's going to be a sniper that comes to my house and snipes me down just because of the Dolphins rules. But the offensive line is totally different. There's only one player in the same spot last year. And that is unique to see. And I'm curious and interested to see how it plays out.
Obviously, they are going to be leaving Davie. They've got the new Baptist Health facility they built down there by the stadium. Have you been down there yet? It looks spectacular when you see the photos. And is this how will this help them be better? Will this help attract free agents a little bit easier, or are they now finally state of the art?
They've always been state of the art. I think they outgrew the Nova facility. That the lease was up. Steve Ross is not a leaser; he's an owner. He owned the land. Steve Ross is a master builder. I think I've never seen a building go up as fast as that practice facility. They've always been first class in everything outside of the football performance. So that's all that you could expect. The only thing that's going to challenge is where players live now. That's something that they're going to have to assess and evaluate and figure out. Do they want to go Pembroke Pines? Do they want to stay in Davie? Do they want to go Aventura? And it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Omar, great stuff as always. Enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Maybe mash up some hot dog and you can give it to the baby that way. Enjoy the holiday a little bit. But be well, man. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend.
All right, you too, Seth.
Omar Kelly, everybody. It is wonderful to be able to. I'm telling you, just very lucky to have him and Ira exclusive to Onside Radio every single week, where we all get to just get. I mean, those two guys know the Heat and the Dolphins better than anyone else down here. They're with the franchises all the time. So good stuff. Thank you, Omar. We will take a break. Got about a half an hour left. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
This has been the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with Omar Kelly. From additions to home remodeling, call Eric at 305-433-4843. Count on a company that's an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. EJDconstruction.com.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. If you missed NBA insider Ira Winterman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
Andre Iguodala is sort of like that, the old Cadbury Easter egg. It only shows up, rarely, like once a year. Andre shows up in the fourth quarter. I almost have to check the bench early to see if Andre's at the game yet in the first quarter or the second quarter. He's done a really good job with measuring the time for guys. Eric Spoelstra knows. He's been through enough deep playoff runs to know.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winterman, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
The Florida Panthers, their season comes to an end after a 4-0 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. They lose the series 4-2. Tampa will move on to face the winner of Nashville and Carolina. The Miami Marlins used a 2-run single in the 8th to propel them to a 4-2 win over the Phillies. Yimi Garcia picked up his 9th save. Pablo Lopez will get the call today. First pitch, only a few hours away at 12:10. The Miami Heat, they're down 2-0 to the Milwaukee Bucks. They're looking to get a turnaround here tonight at home. Tip-off 7:30. And this weekend, Saturday night, Inter Miami CF welcomes DC United to full capacity Drive Pink Stadium. You can hear the match here at OnSideRadio.com starting at 7 with Big O and Alex Dono and the Inter Miami CF pregame show. Then Eric Krakauer, Thomas Rungan, and Fernando Fiore will have the call of the game at 8. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
Toast Sports coming back at you. Streaming live on OnSideRadio.com, also on Twitch and on YouTube. Those watching the stream on Twitch and YouTube, we have a contingent from the greater Dayton, Ohio area. Also got some folks, also got a dude from Arizona in there as well. So welcome. Love the support for all my people up there in Dayton. My whole little crew up there. Love all those guys. All right, before we get into the roundtable, check this out, Sean. Funny little story. I got so many questions from this story. We'll see if you have the same questions I do. A mix-up with a Hawaii grand juror is putting criminal cases at risk. Now, it was an honest mistake. A man was filing his taxes in 2019 when he received a state form that had his father's social security number instead of his. He notified the judiciary. The juror, who shares the same name as his father, learned he'd accidentally served in his father's place on a jury. That obviously caused a mess. Defense attorneys say the juror's father could have voted differently on some of the cases, raising issues for the 60 cases the man served on. The state public defender's office says it's giving clients an option to have their case dismissed, then charged again, or to waive the issue and continue going forward with the case. Here's my question for you. Is this guy like a professional juror? How the hell are you on 60 juries? Like, is this your job? Like, is this your job? Like, who would do that to them? Are you, like, you hate yourself? Like, people try to get out of jury duty. This dude served on 60 of them? Now, is this different because it was a grand jury? So maybe they just have a smaller pool? Like, I don't, but like 60, what? How the hell? What, don't you have a job? Or is this your job?
Apparently it is his job.
Yeah. Like, I don't, like, I was like, wait, what? Wait, 60? We're missing you've buried the headline, people. Why are we not discussing why this dude has been on 60 juries over the last number of years? I mean, I've been on
the 60 that the son replaced them in, right?
Yes, I guess so. Yeah,
there's probably more.
So there could be even more. Right? Correct. Could be even more. I mean, listen, I don't know. Maybe it's different in Hawaii or an island. You have less of a population to choose from. All I know is here in Broward County that I end up getting that friggin', I knock on wood, I don't want to get one now, but I end up getting one of them notices like every, I don't know, like 5-6 years or whatever. Last time I went, I was excused because they didn't have enough cases. And so boom, got out of it. But I actually have never sat on a jury. I've never been selected. I've always, I've never even gotten to the point where I've been questioned. Like either I show up there and I'm sitting there for like 3 hours in that giant ass waiting room they have where they put on the stupid ass movies. And then around like 11:30, they're like, all right, yeah, we're not going to need you. You can go. But I've never actually been filed into a courtroom, sat there and been, vardoir, whatever the hell. I don't know what the hell the term is, the Latin term for questioning the jurors. Voir dire, I believe it is.
Voir dire.
Yeah, voir dire. See, not all the potholes in my brain. I got a couple left.
I was on one. It was a 12-hour trial, however you want to look at it.
What was it for?
It was a assault case.
Ooh.
Yep. And then when it got to the end, I was told I was the alternate and I was released. I didn't get to go in.
Oh, you didn't even have to vote.
No, but I had to sit through the whole thing.
Yes, you did. Well, that's the thing about it. The worst thing is to be an alternate. You have all the responsibility of having to be there, but then you don't get the vote and convict their ass at the end.
It gave me a number that said you can call and hear what the final verdict was.
Oh,
Thank you for your time. And I was like, oh.
Wow, yeah, I got close. The last time I went, I got close. They actually were walking us to the actual courtroom. Like, oh man, this is actually going to happen. And as we're walking to the courtroom, the defendant, I guess, and the prosecutor struck a deal. They did a plea bargain. So right before we were about to walk in, they're like, oh wait, you know what? They just reached a plea. You guys are good to go. Go check out with the lady, and you've satisfied your commitment. Like, oh man, so close.
I thought as you're walking, you start grabbing the calf, like, oh,
right. Yeah, listen, bro, I would not, like, if I was requested to be on a jury like 60 times over the last handful of years, I would have used every phone call and connection I have to get put on some list where like I am I'm unable.
And he found this out because of the IRS, he said?
He found this out because he noticed a form had his dad's social security number instead of his. So when he notified them that there was a mistake, they then realized, well, hold on a second. If this isn't you, we've been sending this thing to you for the last, like, whatever. They're like, if this isn't you, that means we have an issue where you've been falsely sitting on juries for the your last 60 jury appearances. 60.
This guy just had bad luck, just a run of bad luck.
Like, dude, if you that's one a year for that's one a month for 5 years straight. Like, bro, what? Are you like what? I don't understand how you could have sat on 60 juries over that short of a period of time. That is insane to me. All right, we got to do the roundtable question of the day. Do it every day here on OnSideRadio.com. Thursday's roundtable question of the day. Should fans appreciate this Florida Panthers season, or should they be disappointed after a first-round exit versus the defending Stanley Cup champion Tampa Bay Lightning? I will tell you that you can certainly be disappointed. I was a little disappointed. I think we all thought that as this season was progressing, it would go beyond the first round. And I think in a normal year where we would have been playing the number 7 or whatever, 60, whatever it is, it would have gotten through the first round. But you went up against the defending Stanley Cup champs. I mean, like, they've been there. They're at the top of the mountain right now. You have a young squad. So if you want to be disappointed because they lost a series, I get that, and that's fine as a fan. You can absolutely be a bit disappointed, but you can't be negative about it. As I tweeted out last night, I am genuinely thankful for this team. I grew up a hardcore hockey fan, grew up a Hartford Whalers fan. And when I was in college or just after college, they bolted and they went to Carolina. And it absolutely devastated me. Having one of your favorite teams up and move from your hometown, bro, it absolutely sucks. And as a result, I sold hockey off, man. I was like, screw you, Gary Bettman, screw you, NHL. You took my team. I'm sure as hell not rooting for the friggin' Hurricanes. And so I stopped rooting. I thought I was going to immediately switch over to the Panthers. I was down here. They went on that Stanley Cup run back in '96. But then nothing happened after that for a long-ass time. And I became distant to hockey. I really did. When Joel Quenneville got here a couple years ago, it reignited my interest because he was my favorite player as a Hartford Whaler growing up. Him and Ron Francis were the two guys that I loved the most on the Hartford Whalers. And so that was like, oh, dude, when you're the guy you loved as a kid, as like a 10-year-old, well, all right. So that got me back in a little bit. And then seeing what they did last year, improvement. And then seeing what they did this year, dude, by about mid-season this year, I was all back in. Driving my wife crazy, yelling at the TV, getting all those old emotions back and just how much I loved. And so I love this season. I thank them from the bottom of my heart. They have gotten me to care and love hockey once again after a long separation for me. And I'll be eternally grateful for them for that. I am so excited for the future of this squad. I mean, between Spencer Knight, between Sasha, between Jonathan, between Aaron coming back, I am so excited about the future. And I firmly believe that they will get us to the top of the mountain in the next few years. I really do. I believe within 5 years, we have a Stanley Cup championship down here. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. As long as there's no crazy injuries or this or that, if they continue on this course that they have set over these last 2 years, then I have full confidence they will get us to the top of the mountain. So, listen, it sucks. It always sucks when you watch your team lose. And yes, disappointed that it was in the first round. I get that. But you can't be down on this. You really can't be. They went up against it was basically like an Eastern Conference semifinal. It was 2 versus 3. I mean, that's not that big of an upset. It's not like they lost to the number 7 seed or whatever. So you can be a little disappointed, but do not be negative. And you cannot be down on the next 12 to 18 months of this franchise. It is all going in the right direction. The new facility in East Fort Lauderdale, the fact that you're going to have that crowd for Game 4 was just spectacular. You're going to have that all season long next year, right? I will say this to the fans: get the season tickets now. Start putting aside that cash and start making that commitment to this squad, because you're going to want to be in that arena for the next number of years. Cool things are going to happen there. Historic things are going to happen there, and you're going to want to be a part of it. So get on board, man. Figure out what you got to do, but get on board and know that you're going to have this wasn't a flash in the pan thing. This isn't like it was a few years ago with Kevin Dineen, where they won the division. They were the number 1 seed, went out in the first round, and then it all kind of fell apart. No. This is different. This is a different animal right now. This ain't going to stop. This train is not going to start going in reverse. This thing's going to keep chugging along. Get on board now. We do bandwagon as well as any other market. Do it now. Do not be upset. Be a little bit disappointed. The Heat will wash that disappointment away tonight because they're going to go ahead and get us a big dub. But congratulations to the Florida Panthers. And listen, I've made plenty of jokes and taken plenty of shots at Tampa over the last 2 weeks over the manipulation of the Kucherov injury for the salary cap. All in good fun, but props to them. They outperformed us in that series. They looked the part of the defending Stanley Cup champions. And I said this earlier, that one of the best things to come out of this series was the fact that now after 20 years, we are going to have a legitimate in-state rival with the city of Tampa. We don't have it with the Heat and the Magic. We don't have it with the Dolphins and the Bucks. We don't have it with the Marlins and the Rays, but now we have it. The Panthers and the Lightning are now a fierce rivalry in this state. There's going to be smack talking. There's going to be folks driving back and forth on Alligator Alley to catch games on the road. This is going to be fun for the next number of years, and that is great for hockey in the state of Florida. So it sucks that we came out on the losing end this time. We will get the better of them down the road. I guarantee it. There's no way that they will have our number every single year moving forward. We will get one of these. We will get past them. They will be a hurdle we will clear, whether it be next year or the year after. I have full confidence in that. So there you go. We will take a break. We got Kai today, Sean? We'll be talking to my man, Kai Chisholm, coming up next. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You can join Toasted Sports by text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Hey, it's Toast. Last year when I had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house by B&T Windows and Doors, I knew about the hurricane protection. What I didn't know? The silence. Oh my goodness, my house is so quiet now. One of those cars goes tearing down the street with the crazy loud muffler. Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. It's unbelievable. I didn't realize how noisy my house was beforehand. You've got to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your pad today. Call B&T Windows and Doors, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no. Here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful? South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
At OnSideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork and our Chirping the Cats report.
It was a fun season, but as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. The Panthers put up a good fight and forced into Game 6, but that was as far as they would get, as the defending champion Tampa Bay Lightning knocked out the Cats with Wednesday's 4-0 win. Rookie goaltender Spencer Knight did what he could to keep Florida in the game, stopping 20 shots, including several point-blank opportunities during the first two periods, but it was Tampa goalie Andrei Vasilevsky that stole the show. The likely Vezina Trophy finalist was a brick wall, stopping everything the Panthers threw his way and frustrating the Cats at every turn. Now Tampa will move on to face the winner of the Carolina-Nashville series, while Florida will head back to Sunrise, clean out their lockers, and head into the offseason wondering what could have been.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
Toast Sports, final segment. I'm going to hand things off to my man, Kai Chisholm. Good morning, Kai. How are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing cool, but I'm a little confused. I was just looking at a story that was talking about Chad Ochocinco getting ready for his big boxing debut next weekend at the Floyd Mayweather-Logan Paul fight at the Hard Rock. But I've just been thrown a curveball. I thought that fight was Saturday night. It's not. It's Sunday night, Sunday, June 6th. And they're not scheduled to it starts at 8 p.m. and they're scheduled to start at midnight. And Monday's not a holiday. What am I missing here? How did this happen? Who's going to stay up at a Sunday night at midnight to watch Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul fight? Who's paying $50 for that?
I mean,
Saturday night I can see it, but
I wouldn't even pay just in general.
No, I know, yeah. Neither, but I was like, wait, why Sunday night pay? Wait, what? I'm like, it's not like it's Memorial Day weekend.
Find a way to watch it somewhere, you know.
Oh, I will click on a pirated link.
Sued, but
yeah, I will click on, if someone sends me a pirated link, I will click on that and I would, but I'm not giving those guys $49.99. Hells no. No. But that just felt weird to me. Sunday night at midnight. Okay.
I guess for me, it like, because the biggest thing right now is that there is what's it called, from I think the Jake Paul fight, Thriller, whatever the hell they're
Triller, yeah.
They're trying to sue anyone that watched it illegally. So it's like, I don't want to. And they're going after like big YouTubers and stuff like that. And they're trying to be like,
well,
one of them.
I got three letters for you, Kai. VPN.
Oh, for sure. But I'm saying like in general, it's going to be like, how are you going to sue someone for watching it when they're not the one streaming it? Like the big thing is streaming it.
Yes.
So it's like you're not going to get anything from the people watching it. You have to go through whoever streamed it. It's like
you got to go for the guy that hosted the stream. Exactly.
And no one cares about Jake Paul anyways. Like everyone watches it because they want to hope that he gets,
That's
killed.
it. The only reason why I would watch a Jake Paul or Logan Paul fight is to hope that whoever was fighting that night, they were going to get their asses kicked and get bloody.
Yeah.
That's it. I want to see both of them eat canvas.
That's the only reason. Like the only reason why anyone's gonna watch the Logan Paul one and Floyd Mayweather is because they want to see Logan Paul get his rear end kicked. I don't think that they realize that's not how Floyd fights, but
Yeah, folks think that Floyd's gonna go in there like knock him out. I'm like, you've never watched Floyd fight, have you? That's not his game.
It's not gonna be like I mean, like Logan's a big guy, so
he is.
It wouldn't be shocking if maybe he lands like maybe one or two. I don't think that's going to be like significant because even Connor did what he could against Floyd, but at the same time, it's freaking Floyd Money Mayweather.
No, it is. But listen, but that is the one thing about boxing in a weight disparity like this. It would only take one perfect shot.
Yeah.
Even if it was a fluke,
but Logan's
to
not
knock his ass out.
That's the other thing. Is like in terms of the actual like boxing and from what because obviously I'm not big in understanding the boxing world, but from people that I've listened to that talk about it, like they've said that in terms of the style and how they fight, that Logan is not as good as Jake is, which is shocking to me because Jake is like an idiot, but
right.
All
right, I'm going to get on out of here. Going to hand the reins over to you. For those of you that want to, I think there'll be some Call of Duty streaming happening today on the IB Toast Twitch channel. So if
you're going to stream Warzone,
I'm going to stream a little Warzone. If you're a Warzone player, then you want to play with me, I'll tell you what. My username is IB Toast. I will put out my my PlayStation, my little hashtag number or whatever. So if you guys want to go ahead and friend me, we can run some games together. Would absolutely love that. Build up the community a little bit. But yes, I'm going to do a little streaming, and that'll be about it. Get ready for the Heat game tonight. Kai, have a great show, bro. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys later. Thank you, Sean. And be back. Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S